Steve Crowder does what he does best, simp up to Trump, right? And Nick Fuentes basically wasn't having it. And not that they were fighting, but they did have a debate over different policies that Trump has done. But in this clip, he tried to basically give a nod to Trump and be like, yeah, well, you were platformed because Trump is in office, right? But Nick Fuentes actually lets him know, like, no, I was platformed during the Biden administration. So let's go ahead and get into this clip, you guys. But first, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Y'all already know what to do. Let's get to it. Further ado, let's get to it, y'all.
And that's why I want to bypass.
Okay, so bypass. So, and nobody is saying that President Trump is perfect. And I'm not a micro-political guy, a cultural guy largely. And I think there's been a major shift culturally. I mean, half of all gay characters are going to be going away, and GLAAD is lamenting that. I don't know how much more happy I can get. I think that the replatforming is a big thing, right? I mean, as someone who's been also debanked, demonetized through PayPal, Shopify, all that, you know, very similar to you. The fact that you're able to sit here now and have this conversation. I mean, it took a lot of work from coalition people like me, you know, turning down a $50 million contract and migrating the world's biggest conservative, right-leaning nationalist YouTube channel over to Rumble so that you're able to do that. That's a win, right? And you could look at that like a light switch, deplatformed, including the president himself, replatformed. To me, that's probably the biggest thing. The fact that you are able to sit here and talk when you weren't.
But I got replatformed under Biden. I got my Twitter account back in May 24. Musk bought Twitter in 2022. Right. And Rumble really started to grow after Trump got banned in 21. That's when all the little tech money jumped in because they said, we're going to do True Social, Trump Media Group, Rumble, these things. So, you know, now that Trump is back in office, there's might be more censorship. Like you have people.
But Elon.
Like, did you not research this beforehand? Now, I think what Steve Crowder was trying to talk about was the YouTube thing. But here's the thing about YouTube. It wasn't just because you were on the right or anything like that. It was specifically the rule about giving COVID misinformation. Like lying and spreading misinformation about COVID would get you banned. Nick Fuentes was banned just because of, all the shit he be saying, hate speech, you know, all that. So yeah, that still goes against the rules. Like YouTube did not change their rules. It was just that certain rule that they got rid of about COVID. Now it doesn't matter anymore, right? So with that being said, Steve doesn't even know what he's talking about. Here we go.
Musk put you back specifically. He bought that to balance the powers that be. I mean, there was a point in time.
But it wasn't Trump.
But that's the reason for it, right? There's no world in which you're replatformed unless Donald Trump is running again and someone like Elon Musk sees an already existing populist movement. That is important. And right now, this will actually be clips on YouTube. That could never have happened. I mean, I was literally deplatformed for having Carrie Lake on in a midterm. That's why we couldn't stream the elections. So to say that, well, that's because of Biden, are you giving Biden credit for Elon Musk buying X and bringing you back? Because I think that you got to give some credit here if you want to build a coalition. Can you build a coalition with the people going, hey, we are really anti-censorship and we're really hesitant to get back in bed with the party that pushed for all of it? Because there are other people, not as popular as you, who've also been deplatformed and replatformed as a result.
No, I'm not giving Biden credit. All I'm saying is you attribute that to Trump or Republicans being in power. All I'm saying is one's got nothing to do with the other. And actually, it was a response. Musk buying Twitter was a reaction to the overreach of the Democrats because they banned the president from Twitter. And I would add to that also, you know, censorship is a big problem.
Hold on. This is why I'm here to fact check. Trump was banned on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook during his own administration in 2020. During his own administration, Trump was banned. Do we not remember that? It was not when Trump was already banned while he was president, you guys. It happened during the summer. That's how I remember. Because shit, we was all sitting at home when Trump got banned. So again, that's another misconception and a lie. That's why I'm here to tell the truth.
I think we're in the clear with Rumble or Twitter. There's going to be a lot of regulatory. Either. Yeah. And what is Trump doing to solidify this free speech beachhead that you have built, that Elon has built? Nothing. Was that in the big, beautiful bill? Is the FCC getting on top of that? You know, they flirted with doing that in 2020 when they said they were going to do section, what is it, 270 or 280
section
or whatever?
230.
They talked about doing that. They never did it. And so that's my problem where, and I'm with you, like.
Well, no, can I just pause that? Because that's kind of in my realm of expertise, because this is something where I've been here this entire time.
Totally.
Right? And not to take credit, but certainly a pioneer in being demonetized and hiring. My biggest expense, especially coming up, was legal outside of payroll, because I saw this type of censorship coming. I'm the only one who was named in the Facebook files by name. That's how I met my lawyer, the Twitter files, and Susan Wojcicki and Congress women. I don't know if there are any men. I know there were a few women. I think Pelosi and what's her name? The Hirono, the lady from Hawaii who always talks about sex, asking for me to be, have you ever had sexual relations with someone? That's how she opens every single hearing. It's like, how horny are you, lady? So that is something that I've lived through. And I think you're maybe discounting how bad it can get. And
And again, I want to say something. I'm not sure about that whole Kerry Lake thing, why he was kicked off. But I mean, he's back on YouTube and stuff like that. So again, I don't remember. I don't think it had anything to do with the Kerry Lake. I think he's making that up. But again, I could be wrong. Y'all can let me know in the comment section.
30 is important, right? I've issued a prescription on how to fix that. And yeah, I'm disappointed that there hasn't been something fully solidified. But I would say, there's a reason you're back. There's a reason that people are not afraid to speak out. And people like Trump, people who are more populist, the populists who exist on the right, they listen to their base. And I think it's good that you're pushing him. But what would be enough? In other words, would there be a threshold enough so that you don't just sort of, elope with the Ro Khannas and the Bernie bros of the world?
It's not about eloping. And I would say, what does enough look like? I would know it when I saw it. It would be not like bombing Iran is like a punchline for what Israel wants. That's pretty bad. I would say that not mass deporting people. You don't need to deport 10 million in 1 year, but 1 million per year. And how about anything? And literally anything on free speech. You know, Ron DeSantis had some legislation and Texas had some legislation about free speech. Could we get something like that, regulatory or legislative? Mm-hmm. You know, I just look across the board and maybe this addresses the heart of the matter. I sort of look at Trump and I say, I see what you have done for them. Can you bless us in the same way?
Ooh. Kind of deep right there. I ain't gonna lie, kind of deep. It's funny because again, Steve Crowder is trying to circle jerk with Trump, but you have to remember, after Charlie Kirk passed away, they were talking about banning hate speech and all this other stuff. Like they didn't want no free speech. Kirk was a proponent for free speech. You know, he liked free speech. Proponent was the wrong word, but he was for free speech, you know? And all of a sudden, you can't make fun of him. You can't make jokes, even though he's made jokes about plenty of black people who passed away. Moreover, you can't talk about Israel at all, or you're automatically labeled anti-Semitic. Even if you're not talking about the religion, you are just talking about Israel, you are deemed as anti-Semitic. And this is why people are having this debate about platforming Nick Fuentes or not. Because of the shit that he says. Should you platform somebody like this? They really don't want to platform him because not only does he say, use hate speech or hateful language, he also is very critical of Trump. So he's really a double no-no. Because one, you can be hateful, you can be racist, homophobic, blah, 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 all the ists and the phobias. You can be all of that, right? But you have to at least like Trump. Like, that's one of the things. And, he was listing off, regarding immigration and him doing something for us, not the billionaires, which, I mean, did you think that another billionaire really was going to look out for the little man? People are choosing to be obtuse, slow at learning, slow at understanding. That's what obtuse means. They're choosing to be dumb. They don't want to educate themselves because, again, they're listening to people like these fools who's going to tell them everything that's incorrect. But hey, y'all don't want to listen, and this is why we in the situation we are in now. Oh, man. I still have nightmares about election night of 2024. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of this. This whole defending Trump about being a crusader for freedom of speech, and he's definitely not when he's on record saying that he's going to, he wants to have legislation about banning certain things. It's banning speech. So again, how is he a crusader for freedom of speech? That's all a bunch of bull that they like to say. But again, when the shoe is on the other foot, they don't like it. The hypocrisy. And at least, you know, Nick Fuentes is calling it out for what it is. I have to give him credit on that. But it's still your mother. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you guys think about all this. Love y'all, but we out of here. Deuces, everybody.